Hello, Mr. Sharp. Thank you for your purchases last night. Both of these Rockford Fosgate amps have been in my personal collection for a very, very, very long time. There is nothing wrong with them. There never has been. 5 months ago, both of these amplifiers were serviced. Nothing wrong with them, but I like to keep all my electronics, in perfect condition. Even when they sit there, the components get worn, the passives, they leak. So what I've done is I've placed a yellow dot on that terminal right there. You can see it. When you get the amplifier, you can remove it with some rubbing alcohol. That dot is there to indicate this is the amplifier we are testing on video. There can be no disputing the fact that this amplifier works. My full-time job is in electrical engineering, product development, and yes, we design amplifiers. Alright, moving forward, we're going to connect the remote power and the LED comes on red. This is a 2-channel amplifier. We have one channel plugged in to a 10-inch Infinity Kappa subwoofer, and we also have it coming up on the oscilloscope here. We are going to start off at 30 hertz. We're going to do a full sweep. All right, turning on the generator. We're 30 hertz. We have bass. I'm probably going to wake my neighbors up at 7 in the morning. All right. Negative probe, speaker output. And let's turn down. There you go. Sweeping through the frequency. 30 hertz. 56, 65, 68, 70, 80 hertz. And you probably can't hear it, but you can see it on the scope. The ground plug is not wanting to stay on. Okay, there you are. 80 hertz. 500 hertz. You can see it, but you can't hear it. Back to 53 hertz. And it's working. Alright, shutting it down so I can swap speaker sides. Okay. Oh, some really good sounding bass. I hate seeing these guys go. I've got so many amps I don't use. $100's a really good deal for both of these. I hope you enjoy them. Alright, let's plug her back in. Red light come on. We're on. Hard to clip onto this one. Let me see if I can clip to this side. I'm going to shut the amp off while I make this connection. That's probably the safest thing to do. It's always a good idea to turn your amp off when you're making any connection. You may already know that. I just don't think that's making a good enough connection. There's a mounting post in the way. Alright, let's turn it back on. Let's see if we got it. Oh, the amplifier needs to be turned on. You see that? Safety first. Coffee second. Okay, we got bass. We got bass. We got it on the scope there. Alright. Let's get some volume. Alright, frequency sweep, we're at 53 hertz. 174, 80 hertz, 86, 79, 67. Let's hold it at 63 hertz. We're going to sweep it. This amp works, checks out. Turning it off. Alright, and we're back with the other Rockford amp. Alright, we're going to go through this one, connecting the remote, and then the LED turns on, and you'll see it there. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and do our, I do this on every amplifier. You know, here's your yellow dot. You can take that off with some alcohol when you receive it, but this indicates that it is the amplifier you purchased. It is the amplifier we are testing in this video. That cannot be disputed. Moving forward, amplifier is on. We have an input of, we're going to start with 50 hertz. We're turning on the generator. I'm not sure if this is going to make a good connection. We'll see. Alright, and as you can see, we have our sine wave going. We're at 52 hertz, 163, 190, 211, 230, 300, 400 hertz. .38 hertz, sounding good. That is some bass. Alright, turning the volume down, don't piss my neighbors off. Alright, gonna disconnect the power so we can check the other side. This is a really good mids and highs amp. It's a really clear and good sounding amp. I like it as much as my ADS amps. Alright, let's make this connection. It's a lot easier on this one because you don't have that mounting tab right here. Alright, we're sitting at 44 hertz. Let's give it some juice. How about we turn it on? Amp's on, giving it some juice. We got some bass kicking at 44 hertz. Let's look on the scope. And you can see on the scope, we're going. This is a bad ground connection. There we go. That's a better connection. A little bit of dust on there. Alright, 44 hertz, sweeping. 87, 90, 100, 160, 200 hertz. 320, 450. Let's go all the way to 2,000. 2,000. My dog is freaking out. 200 hertz. 96. 50. 60 hertz. All right. I see it's kind of hard to see it on the video. It's because it's a digital screen and it's, you know, technology for you. But you can see 60 hertz there when it sweeps through. Yeah. There you go. 30 hertz. All right, this amplifier works. We're shutting it down. Again, thank you very much for your purchases. We have seen that both of these amplifiers do work. They're old and they've been in my collection for a long time. I hope you enjoy them. Thank you very much and you have a great day.